The post-processing menu is used for post-process analysis results.
In SRFT, you can see a result from Nastran punch file,
Output to file, ID's universal file,
and FEGate result file.
In this section, I will explain about results processing, how to evaluate, and the function to create reports. The picture you see on the screen is a user interface that evaluates the results. You can access the corresponding settings pop-up menu using right-click on the information that appears. You can access the pop-up menu by right-clicking on the element that displays the results. The Show Value option displays results only for those elements that you selected. The Show Higher/Lower Values option displays only the resultant values of the elements that have a value greater than less than the value of the selected element. The Transparent Below option transparently sets an element that has a value less than the selected element value. You can also create captions for the resulting values. The result command is the ability to read the analysis result file and the graph plot file. The result command displays a file selection window where you can select and read the desired result file. You can also select multiple files at the same time. If the model file and the resulting file have the same name, the file path is automatically entered.
Typically, when you drag-drop the result file from the File Explorer to the SRFT, the command window will run automatically. The Manage Result command allows you to delete results or modify ID title name. You can also change the subcase name using the list map file at once. It is a function to selectively export the results currently loaded to the result file in the form of SRFT binary or universal file.
When to resave by selecting several important results, or when to resave only the results for a particular element, it is convenient to use. Display Result command is a toolbar that combines various post-processing functions. Post command allows you to display selected results on the screen. If there is the result displayed before, the result is displayed again.
Press ESC key or stop from the right mouse button pop-up to stop the display.
The Capture Animation menu creates animation files for the displayed result animation. You can change the background color by pressing the background color button. The Capture Results menu displays multiple selected results or creates them as images or animation files. Select multiple results first, and then press Start button to display them.
Press the ESC key to stop while displaying.
The commands used for display options related to post-processing are as follows. I will explain each command in detail. When you select a post option icon in the post-processing toolbar, the post-processing option menu will be displayed. This window allows you to quickly access and set various options related to post-processing. The post option menu is divided into Ship, Static, Modal, and Report tool. Ship tab is a shipbuilding only menu that combines the options required for analysis evaluation. The user can select the load case, deformation type, and contour type to be output as a result to display the results. The user can access various options required for evaluating results from the Ship tab. I'll explain the details separately in that function. The value calculated by the analysis program is not a value at the node or element center. This is why you need to use the calculation option to determine how this value is expressed in a node or element. The element option calculates the results by element without averaging the surrounding elements and outputs the values at the center of the element. The node option is calculated by considering the surrounding elements. Calculate the values using the average and extrapolation methods and output them to the node. The figure is an example of outputting results using the element option.
If you compare the stress table and the picture in the F06 result file, you can see the match.
For a quad element, the output on the center of the element is divided by 4 by adding all the values from the 4 interior Gauss points. The von Mises stress calculated at node 11 when nodal averaging is done first due to the contribution from each element is 78.96. When the von Mises derivation is done first and then averaging at the nodes takes place, the calculated von Mises stress is 79.02. Thus a difference can arise depending on whether the averaging is done first or the derivation. This can be true for all derived results. It must be noted also that for von Mises and other derived results, the calculations are generally valid only for stresses. The figure is an example of outputting results to a node using the node option. You can see the result differences in the order of calculation. Users can set options for coordinate system settings and result types for the results they want to output. Users can output the results using a variety of options. The default option is to print out Nastran analyzed results as they are. If necessary, you can output results based on the local and global coordinate systems. The result type option allows you to output various results for the selected elements as shown in the list.
For 2D element output, you can set options for layer position and output type. By default, it outputs from Z1, Z2 of the shell element.
For mid option, average derive, you can get the result due to membrane stress without bending stress. It is the same results entering fiber distance 0.
C-bar elements are output by separating the stress results of bending and axial components.
In beam stress, axial and bending stress are printed as combined stress. To check the axial stress of the beam element, a numerical calculation is required.
If the element force is printed, it can be easily checked with the option provided by SRFT.
As a method of evaluating analysis results, it is generally calculated by considering the global factor as a concept of the safety factor.
In addition, SRFT supports various criteria evaluation methods, such as material constant, group factor, and global factor.
You can limit the range of contour values that are posted. The value filter option allows you to display only the corresponding results on the screen based on the input value. Others are transparent. You can display the results on the screen using options such as only selected elements, maximum minimum display markers, and detailed reports. This menu summarizes the report's graphs and useful tools. You can refer to the command for a description of the function. You can change the scaling method of deformation and selecting display methods related to the deformation magnitude and behavior. You can calculate displacements based on the specified coordinate or use the axial filter function to display results only for the desired axis. If you define the fixed node, it displays relative displacement depending on the node by using the relative displacement option. If the relative contour is checked, when you choose deformation as contour result, The contour's level is calculated by relative constraint instead of absolute constraint. Contour option function selects the option related to the result value contour. The Derived by Formula option allows you to apply the formula you selected in combo box directly to contour results. The function is the same as the derived result function, and the formula is generated by the new formula button, and the existing formula can be modified by the Modify Formula button. The Show Original Value Together option also displays the original value in the Value Probe display window.
This is the formula example using the predefined YS variable for the material yield stress. As shown on the screen, you can apply YS index, YS ratio, to the results using conditional statements.
By using the empty result option, in case that there doesn't exist the result in the node or element, you can decide how to display it. The Stepped Contour option changes the shape of the contour from the smooth contour to the stepped contour and is expressed in one color per element. Inverse sign option multiples -1 to the result value. The Selective Contour option is to display only the contour results of the selected element. The result of an unselected element is considered non-existent and displayed transparently.
The C-bar command is a feature that sets options related to the contour color bar.
When you turn on the stepped contour switch, the shape of the contour is changed from smooth contour into stepped contour. You can use the Show Max Value option to display the maximum value at the top of the color bar. Users can set the contour range and method by using the contour range function. The default option is the proportional. The user can adjust the contour range by entering a percentile value based on the maximum value equals 100%. The user can also display the contour screen by entering the maximum-minimum value. All of the more than maximum value is displayed in the top color of the color bar, and less than minimum value is displayed in the bottom color of the color bar. The Cutoff Display option can use the slider bar to hide the result display of elements with small values based on the value of the bar on the screen. When moving the bar by applying slider bar, it updates in real time. You can actually hide the invisible element from the screen after the cutoff display is completed by pressing the Hide Not Shown button. The Color Map feature allows you to change the color and value range of the color bar. You can select one among 7 maps of the color bar arrangement and change the color of the color cells into random colors by clicking and return to the basic colors with Reset. You can also create a custom color map by entering a name and pressing the Create button. You can set the transparency and show side based on each value by clicking the transparency icon and the filter icon. These settings also apply to various reports or captures, requiring user attention when creating reports. Header command sets options related to result header. The Display Header option displays the header on the upper left of the screen. From the Viewport option, select on full screen to display one header. In the multiple views, select on Viewport window to show the header on all selected viewports. Show Title String shows result title of header. Show Min-Max Value shows min-max value of displacement and contour. The Value Probe command is a function that displays the maximum-minimum value of the on-screen model or the result value of a user-defined entity in the square box at the bottom of the screen. When you turn on the Display Value Probe switch, the Value Probe box appears in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. With value type, You can display the value of the contour result or deformation results such as displacement, velocity, acceleration. When the show option is enabled by the user, for example on the screen, the information and result values are displayed together. Users can check the yield stress value using the criteria evaluation function. The result is evaluated by yield stress multiply factor. That is, if the result exceeds yield stress multiply factor, it is shown not OK in value probe box. The evaluation criteria are compared to the values selected in the criterion, such as user criterion and yield stress. Set local factor command allows you to apply a separate safety factor to each subcase. Multiple subcases can be selected and applied at the same time. If the factor is not needed, it can be initialized via the Unset button. Show Required Thickness option displays the required thickness based on the criteria evaluation value.
Graph plot converts various kinds of analysis results to the 2D data for graph displaying purpose. These 2D data can also be mathematically processed.
Multiple viewports allow you to create graphs and manage only graph information as files. This is a function to generate the graph. It is possible to generate graph about the node deform, node stress, and element stress. Modal linear option extracts two-dimensional plot data about the specified axis direction from post-processing results. The user can create a new plot of data by performing simple calculations. Generally, there are three methods to create data. The convert method converts plot data by using various transformation functions. The statistics method performs statistic calculations, such as max-min-average, for multiple plot data. The formula method performs calculations between tables by using the given formula. Please refer to help for details on how to use it. You can add and edit the weight table of International Standard ISO. You can extract the ISO weighting table and edit it using the Edit Plot Table function. Vibration for ship ISO 6954 table added. These are additional functions for results. There are useful functions to summarize and evaluate the results. The report function displays the value on the screen or display marker or export detailed information to the pop-up window. If you want to see the text, click the Add button and select the entity that you want. It is possible to show value not only the report function, but also the double-click menu. The value display method displays the results directly at the location by pressing the Add button and selecting node element. Marker display method displays various markers in the results of the selected node or element in scalar, vector, or tensor format. The detail report method reports the results of the selected node, element, and face in detail in text format. The result type reports the results of the deformation, scalar contour, vector contour, and tensor according to the output result format. Output displays the entity values, min, max, and average values for each selected cut point and element. It is possible to confirm the deform, scalar, vector, tensor in the table. And you can see the entity value, max, min, average, area, weighted. The figure is an example of a tensor result. The deformation report command is a function that reports the results of a node in various ways.
The deformation summary outputs the strain of the selected node in a pop-up window as a list of CSV formats.
If you use the relative transformation option, the relative displacement is calculated by the method set by the deformation option. This is the contour report automation function, which displays contour results of each part or element group on the screen and captures them and creates a PowerPoint format file or Word format file. Note that only the results currently displayed on the screen will be reported. Rank Result command allows you to perform static calculations for each part or group of results and then displays rank chart of the value on the color bar. The picture on the screen shows the stress results of the section group in high order. You can map the deformation results to the boundary condition of the new model. This command creates mapped results from nodes that don't have results and it support only displacement, velocity, acceleration. Using statistical calculations, this menu produces a new result by combining more than two results. Results, which share the same result for the same node or element, are combined, and the created result is saved as a new result file. By results method, combine the results selected in the list. Combined results are displayed immediately.
By pairs method, combine the selected pairs of results set A and B and generates the result by the number of combinations. By subcase method, combine all results belonging to one subcase at a time, such as displacement, SBC, and BC reaction force for stress.
The by results method executes the merge for the selected result type and subcase. For max option by current resultant, you can create a separate result file when the function is performed. Max result information is stored in binmax file. You can select the calculation method you want to use.
There are the calculation methods of sum max, min, average, RMS, root mean square, RSS, root sum square weight.
By default, the name of the combined result is created with each subcase name. There are options available only in max method. The max by magnitude option compares the results with absolute values and merges them.
The detailed max result report option creates a CSV file for the combined result in the work folder.
When combining results, you can save in generic format. Criteria analysis can also be checked using generic results. In the case of the max option, it may not be the actual maximum von Mises value. Because it calculates the von Mises of the case by finding the max value of each component based on the setting value. That is, in each case, the corresponding option should be used to store the max value of each tensor stress and the von Mises stress. For this reason, a generic format is required.
Generates max 2D stress results for 10 values, von Mises, 3 local tensors, and 6 global tensors with generic contour result format.
You can monitor the max result for all 10 value types. For each element type such as shell, the max value will be compared according to the current output type of each element result setting.
If the set reference value is von Mises, tensor XY, the max value is stored relative to LC1. If the set reference values are tensor the 20th and tensor YY, max values are stored relative to LC2.
Find target factor function performs a solver function that sets the current resultant max value of the summed result as the target value.
In the case of stress X, factor can be found in the following equation on the screen.
If calculation is required in a specific region, change the region to select entities and select the region. The max value is found in the selected area. Since solver can have more than 2 cases, you need to input the initial factor, which is the criterion for finding the value. The initial factor is a virtual factor that starts the calculation and outputs a solution close to the input value.
The by pairs method is combined by the pair the selected in list A and list B.
If you check all combinations option, you can combine many to many. Unlike other combined functions, when combining results by pairs, the combined result can be stored in the buffer because one or more combined results are generated. When using by pairs, the results should be checked in the following order. 1. Generating combined result file. 2. Import the generated result file back into the program. 3. Check the result.
All results can be combined belonging to one subcase at a time, such as displacement, SPC, MPC, reaction force, stress.
The new results created in this tab are immediately visible in the result sets tree. By subcases functions support only sum max average method. Detailed max subcase report is an option to output max value and max subcase information.
2 CSV file for each element.
Using current displayed result deform all command deforms the position of real FEGate model's nodes. Deformed model can be restored with undeform all command, and it is automatically restored when the program goes to next result. After processing, you can input magnification ratio to designate certain factor, which is not a real strain factor. For special case of analyzing process, you can use save or export command to store the deformed model. During post-processing, the displayed color of the contour can be changed or maintained to the color of the element and used during pre-processing. It can also be used for check element shape, value contour, thickness contour, which should contour among pre-functions.